the third and final day of BCT 5. Yesterday, our 4 playoffs teams battled it out to stay alive in the tournament, and unfortunately, under the water were the ones that drowned. I am joined on the desk today by Statalus and Jenny for the first time ever. How are both of you guys today?
Bright and early for early for some of our games in this Discord, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are all gamers here, aren't we? So.
Well, today we have a very exciting schedule ahead of us. We're going to kick things off with our lower bracket final matchup, which will feature a rematch between Kebab Heads and We Hate Men. Afterwards, we're going to take an hour break, and where we will have a 5v5 team deathmatch show match, which is very exciting.
Ooh.
And lastly, we are going to finish with our best of 3 grand final, where the winners will be crowned champions of BCT 5.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off today by talking about our first game, which is the lower bracket final.
Yeah, it's the second knockout of the tournament so far. Gonna send a team home once to the grand final. So it's We Hate Men versus Kebab Heads, best of 3. Gonna snatch one more chance of that BCT champion role if they can help it.
Yeah.
So after that, we've also got Nothing Happened waiting for the grand final, of course, as well.
Yes, exactly. And also this team deathmatch show match, which is actually going to be Team Big Macs versus Team Milkshakes. I mean, I really hope they can cook something a little bit better than shitty McDonald's meals in this one. What do you think of this one, Jenny?
Yeah, I'm hoping that Fish is going to have some kind of insight into this game. What with all of his knowledge of Big Macs and milkshakes,
Exactly. Yeah. You'd expect him to be an expert.
Absolutely.
We will reveal the teams later for this one later on. So in terms of the lower bracket final, it's actually kind of surprising to see MothCon in the lower bracket because of the impact that he's had throughout this whole tournament.
Yeah, in fact, we ran his stats. He is a top of the ACS list right now. We actually named him Day 2 MVP because of that fact. Highest number of kills as well. His KD actually would be way higher if not for that tragic last map. I believe he went 6 kills. I think he only got 6 kills, which really hampered his KD. It's a bit sad. But that top KD spot did actually go to Sethnix instead because of that. So seed 3 for Nothing Happened.
Yeah, 2.07 KD for Sethnix, which is absolutely crazy.
Yes.
Really shows how well his team have been setting him up and how well he's been playing as well, especially on a duelist. It's quite hard when you're having some of those first duels. It's quite difficult to keep that KD up, but he's done a really good job of it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And let's talk about We Hate Men, the next team, the team that they're going to be facing up against today. I mean, let's talk about Mike first of all, Jack.
Sure. So Mike, it's actually a bit of a pattern yesterday. The seed 1s did kind of steal the limelight back a little bit because we were talking about the seed 3s quite a lot. And don't get me wrong, they're still putting up performances, the seed 3s actually. So for instance, like Toby's still up there, Marvy's still up there, putting up above average performances. But actually, Mike leading the pack for We Hate Men, 293 ACS. So him and MothCon were
sort of like the stars, stealing
stars of the
spotlight
show.
a little bit.
For sure. Toby, just below Mike actually, so it's about C3 power still. Bit of an entry star.
Yeah.
But maybe a little bit underbalanced on the sort of lower end of the seeds of that team. A little boost from J2A would be nice to see.
Yeah.
I think that would get him over the line a bit.
Yeah, I definitely think he's got it in him. We know that he's got a lot of potential, and as the tournament's gone on, he's started to show more and more promise, I feel, with matches. He's had more and more impact, so hopefully we see him continue that upward trajectory today and help bring his team over the line.
Yeah, and I mean, J2A's had BCT experience before, right? And maybe he just needed a little bit of time. Exactly, he needed a bit of time to warm up.
He's to just settle into
and now
himself.
He's in the lower bracket final and he's going to be ready to go. Well, that is all of our analysis for this first game. Let's throw it over to our casters to get this one kicked off.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. Welcome. We're back. We're back. Me and Mina. uh, ready to bring the casting back. You know, the exciting casting of the later matches in the last BCT. So, what? Yeah. So first game is We Hate Men versus uh I don't even. So We Hate Men versus Kebab Heads. Sorry for that. I got confused between Kebab Heads and nothing happened. So yeah, Kebab Heads. They showed a lot of potential, like Mofcon's crazy performances, like dropping 30 at a lot of the maps. You know, you saw his crazy KD. The analyst desk gave us that, and yeah, a lot of good stats, good kills from the team, impact rounds, team plays. Mike's team, however, I think showed more like team play potential, I guess. But you know, we'll wait and see for that. Mike, brilliant IGL. You know, scrimmed with him myself. He's angry at times. He's aggressive, but he got the passion. You know. So just gotta wait and see how that goes. What are you thinking about this game, Minor? Busy. Okay, so I think with Mike's team, what's different is that like all of their seeds show up at least one round. You know, you have Jeffrey having good rounds. Woeful, of course, we know him going for his third VCT. Mike hasn't even got his first, and yeah, Woeful's up there chasing his third. And then you have Toby. Toby is a superstar. You know, barely like plays the game in like ranked modes and that, but he still shines. And we're going to Fracture. Big map for both of these teams, and I've heard some nice scrim bucks about these teams on Fracture. Toby's team, We Hate Men going for the insta lock, the confidence lock. Jeffrey on Breach, Mike on the Silver. He thinks he's calm. I respect it, and yeah.
I mean, you're happy to see this, right? Because yesterday you were talking about how you wanted to see Mike on Initiator.
Yeah. I really needed to see Mike on that initiative. I think he was planning to place over here anyway, because of the Evil Geniuses move. But this is a more impactful role, I think, than playing like a lurker agent. And he has more say on the actual calling of most of the players on the map. So it's good to see him on initiator, really. And I'm interested to see his calls, because he is a good IGL especially on this map. Maneuvering around the attack side, 4 lanes. And I even see Senk in the coach spot. Like he's ready to give his insight whenever they have a timeout. The enemy team, I see Marvi hovering
Select your agent.
on. That is interesting behavior. But going for the Neon plus KO, that's a really good combo and Fracture. I don't really see these agents like not coexisting. Because one needs the other, really. And yeah, so this is a interesting comp matchup right here. So Victon KO, we all know Vict Initiator, reliable, and he's mechanically gifted as well. We just gotta see how the duelist fight between Toby and Marvi pans out, and the IGL fight, the most important one between Mofcon and Mike. So yeah. I think that Mike has probably cooked up a lot of stuff, on different maps. But I think his Fracture, like gallery, is really, I think it excels already as it is. So it's just interesting to see him on that agent and him on that role, you know, because he always evolves as an IGL. He always adapts. He always looks for ways. And in BO3s especially, he's going to try to find a way to get used to how the enemy plays. Not even just across rounds, but across maps as well. So, yeah. Just waiting for the game to start.
Yeah, who's got shit internet here?
Someone sabotaging the lobby.
To be fair, there isn't someone playing from America, so it's
Yeah.
kind of expected. But
My bet is Jeffrey though. I played ranked with him last night. Was not having fun in that loading screen. Oh, but they're in the game, you know. And I'm already seeing Mike's team, you know, run off to the other side of the map on a side. Okay, never mind. They just roped back. Yeah. I'm interested to see this today. I want to see the A main aggression. I want to see this Neon and KO and Breach combo. I want to see them take space. I want to see them go on flanks. I want to see them just power through. You know what I mean? They need to get some power in. They need to push through. Use their utility to gain space, put the pressure on, you know, and yeah, that's how you do it most of the time on these maps. Okay, they're going for a 5-man dish. This is interesting, and the knife gets a lot of them. I believe you've got all of them. Sinnoh's ready to molly them in the case that they commit, but I don't think they are. You know, they all got discovered. And you can already see Mofcon is communicating that rotation to Arcade, you know, he got Vic and to watch Arcade while he just sneaks up to tower. And this is a 4 Arcade push. This is gonna be a fight and a half. Mike recons. He spots Vic and he knows that there's one more and he rotates back, which is I think is the correct decision here. And the defense team is slow. Toby's already satcheled out on A. Big. Good decision to make there. And the attackers just like that take A side. Good pull by Mike. And right now they need to deal with the pest in A main. And the pest has got into 3 players. Toby draws the first blood of the series. Vic trades it out. Mike trades that. 2v2 now in main. Sinnoh takes Jeffrey's life. Mike is up in a 1v2. He is 1 HP though. Dire for him. Sinnoh gets 1. Now it's a 2v2.
1 enemy remaining.
Woeful gets an important kill on Sinnoh. And it's now Mary on a 1v2. Can't get it done. Woeful, reliable pair of hands. We hate men in the first round. I'm really interested to see
right here.
Kebab Heads' economic decisions throughout this match. They've been doing some interesting things like forcing some rounds after pistol.
Right here.
I mean, but you don't really do that on defense though. You do that like after you plant spike on attack. But you know, decisions like that, you know, crazy decisions like that is the reason that they've been so successful. You know, top 3 in the BCT. And now Mike's team, they set up for a 5-man push into B site, but you know, they're just all bundled up together. Toby's alone out, gets the entry, big entry, because now the rest of his team can come out with him. Spike is gonna be put down,
Spike planted.
and all the defenders are rallied around Jenny. Mary's already out, and she takes the first kill of the retake. Vic follows up. And now the advantage leads towards the Kebab Head side. Two of the attackers drop towards the Arcade and just go back up. Good defense decision. Now all the defenders surround the site. 2 of them on the spike. Vic to the 3k on the classic, looking for the 4, looking for the thrifty win for his team. Him against Jeffrey. And he just goes for it. Oh my god, Vic! Big
what's 4
round.
plus 4? What the fuck?
Big round from him. A miracle from Vic. 4k with a classic on his eco round. Better weapons, big deal when, you know, Vic just takes that big round forward. Rounds like that, that's what I mean. Rounds like that can just push you past the line. It's motivation. Rounds like that can get the enemy team, especially a player like that as volatile as like Mike. It just can get him tilted very early on. So it's huge that Vic came up with such a clutch at this time.
I mean, he saw the team name "We Hate Man" and he took that personally.
Vic won't take any slander for his man, bro. Mary is caught trying to look past B main, like look past her boundaries, but you know, quickly just sent back to the side. Woeful takes this orb. You know, it seems like the attackers are just playing time here, getting the orb, looking for a pick. You know, possibly a entry towards the swiftly win. Vic back at it again with the first blood of this anti-eco. And they're keeping the A main pressure good. They know just because it's an anti-eco, they shouldn't just give up space. And the enemy team is realizing this, and they're pushing up B main. But Sino and Mary are waiting there in canteen, doubled up in canteen. Mike is alone arcade, and he doesn't know that Marvy's behind, and he takes a shot. Okay, what is that random shot?
Misclick.
Misclicked. Oh, Mothcon's
It's
already
okay.
behind. He just Omen TP's behind them on breach. Just normal Mothcon things.
30 seconds left.
Yeah.
Last player
He
standing.
swings, takes a kill on tower on Mike, and Jeffrey tries to do any bit of damage, but no, it's a flawless from Kebab Heads. And you know, this is looking interesting already, because now Mike needs to find a way to give an answer, if you know what I mean, to this defender's side. The aggression that the Neon and KO are putting up on A main, they need to find a way to counter it.
Placing alarm bot.
And I think Mike needs to, you know, play more in like 2s and 3s instead of one person going alone or just a 5-man bundle. I think if he figures that out, I think they can have a chance at this attack half. But we'll see how it goes. 5 attackers, 5 women. We hate men members just charging up B main. They quiet down, they freeze, and Woeful starts to look below the site, looking for any picks, any slip ups, anyone, you know, aggressing past their boundaries. But Sino, Vict, and Mary are just holding, just waiting for any answers, because they expect them to just freeze here, clearly, because they have 3 people just waiting. They expect them to just have frozen B main, and they are correct. There's just 3 players frozen outside B main and 2 going under to arcade. And you know, you can see on the other side of the map, Mothcon and Marvy just in time are just, you know, exploring the map. Making sure arcade is safe. Toby ults out, and Vict with a good ult to hold to that showstopper. And the spike is put down. It's a 5v5 retake. Mothcon already takes off the smokes to his head. Toby takes the kill as well. Mothcon with 3. He expects the 3rd.
Last player standing.
Mothcon with 4 in a big buy round. And now it's big. It's Lily against the world. Can't get it done. Vic takes that final kill. Mothcon is clearly angry with him with that one. Let's be honest. He needed that ace.
It's like good motivation for the next rounds because he didn't get his ace, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Mothcon's gonna be needing that ace, you know. Some players have even been calling him Mr. 4K, you know, never been able to close that out. Compared to the likes of Cryo.
That's how you keep him on edge.
Placing swarm grenade.
You can't spoil your seed one with too much kills, or else they get complacent, you know.
Exactly.
It's looking like an even default from Mike's team, you know. Maybe he's in the stream listening to my advice. Nah, it's just a thrifty. It's just a eco, and he gets shut
Nice
down.
advice.
yeah, but like, he's alone. 2 arcades, Jeffrey and Toby. They need to, throughout this whole match, really, they need to just set up their utility together. You know, that breach and raise combo is vital on this map and many more maps. You know, it's just a really good combo. You know, they need to find a way to aggress. You know, find their confidence, find their way of, you know, dealing with people. And nah, they just It's not this round, of course, because it's an eco, but you know, I'm just talking in general here. Woeful and GG double up B main with the sheriff and whatever gun GG has, a Spectre. Okay, I'm not expecting much from here. I'm expecting just another flawless.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, Woeful meets his demise by a 1 HP Mothcon, and he's expecting GG to be there too. They're not even watching behind. Good confidence. And yeah, GG manages to kill the kill on Mothcon and instantly traded. Clean anti-eco from Kebab Heads. And now it's time for... This is the round where you really want an answer from Mike and his team. You know, you really want them to find a way to get in this if you really want a close match. And, you know, looking at the ults here, you have the Lockdown, you have the Orbital Strike, you have the Hunter's Fury, you have big ults, you have ults that could switch the round up alone. And there's 3 of them. And then on the other side, there is only the Rolling Thunder that's really huge here. You know, the Overdrive, it's a good ult, but it's not really, like, life-changing, you know? Now we have 2 players charging up Arcades. 3 defenders are on CT this time. And they just ulted, they just opted to ult. Marvy goes for an ambitious slide. Gets shut down by Woeful. Big kill on Woeful. Now the defenders on Arcade can't aggress more. They don't have that pinch anymore. And Vic is waiting for Woeful. Molly's a goes back. Good discipline, but Mike is the one that finds him. He realizes that because of the Arcade and this aggression, B main has to be clear. And he takes advantage. Takes a second kill, looking for more. This is the seed 1 that we're looking for from We Hate Men. You know, it's a good A main take now. 2v5 from Mothcon and Sinnoh, and I don't think it's possible. Mothcon takes him 1 though. Given a Shadow of Hope, Toby pops right in his face and just gives him a kiss goodnight. It's a 4-2 lead right now for Mothcon's team. I've noticed that they didn't even use ults for that. It was just a good default. They found out info about Arcade. They held Dishes push, and they used that to you know, find the holes in the defense, which is how you're supposed to play a tournament like this. Is that you need to find these holes, because there is going to be big ones, like the one Mike found last round, and the one Woeful got with his entry. Now we see the Neon and the KO doubling back into A main, and you know, Marvy comes with a trade. Mike really shouldn't be going for that OT. One there he should be grateful for without you to choose a crowd. Marvy slides with Mothcon, finds the spike, kills GG, gets the spike. Now that We Hate Men are in trouble. The defenders have the spike in their spawn, but if We Hate Men manage to find any one of these, you know, 2 isolated people, like 2 isolated pairs, I think there might be a chance for them. Woeful slowly creeps up and the turret catches him. Now Mary and Sinnoh are aware. Marvy catches the 2 aggressive attackers. So Toby with a beautiful satchel peek. Now Mothcon peeks, gets the kills. Big transfer. Woeful is caught in CT by Mary. She hasn't done much damage though. And he's desperate to get this kill before she runs back to Mothcon. And now Mothcon is at the backup. He knows, Woeful knows, and you know, Mary takes the kill. Big round from Mothcon here. It was almost a recovery for Toby and Woeful from these with the kills in CT and spawn. But you know, you can't just leave your seed 5 with the spike like that in spawn, especially when you know they're going to be aggressing A main. You know, we've spoken about the Neon Breach and Vict and KO combo. They need to push out of A main. They're not going to stop just in A main just because they have the control. They have too much util just to do that. That's just going to be a waste. They want to go for flank. They want to take a big fraction of the map. And you know, Mike wasn't prepared for that, and they got punished because of that. Mike and GG get spoiled in A main with a KO knife again. This is the same default, and the defenders seem to know this, so they just surround A main. Mike and GG make their way across the map. And you know, it seems like Mike is just finding a way to decipher this defense side once again, but it's it's hard against such a good stack, such a good aggressive, such good aggressive potential in A main. Jeffrey and Toby find a way to just take the arcade orb, for free. It's a good finding. And then they will make their way back to Dish. Mothcon is the only one aware of this
Scanning ahead.
Dish push, though. He seems to be watching it. And it's him versus Mike now. He finds the drone, they spot him in tower, and they're out of Dish. Good drone from Mike, dissuading Mothcon from peeking that angle and the smoke as well. And the Hunter's Fury pops up.
30 seconds left.
Good Hunter's Fury for the A main counter, and he just gets a random tag onto Mothcon. A good orbital strike from Woeful, and Mary's ready for the lockdown. Lockdown. And then the attackers Killjoy, GG pops her Killjoy out first, and Mary just doesn't seem to want to counter it. And this just pushes the defenders back.
Out of charges.
4v3, 5v3 actually. I think that's the reason why we hate men didn't. Okay, big kill from Jeffrey, but now he's in a 1v2. Sheriff. Nah, impossible when it's Mothcon and Marvi, the ones you're up against. 1 HP with the Sheriff, gets cleaned up, 6-2 for Kebab Heads, And I'm really starting to wonder how the economy is looking like for We Hate Men, I think they have a slight buy here, maybe some small shields, some bulldogs, but they still have a chance to scrape their way back into this game in this round. But you can see how Kebab Heads are accelerating, and I think they're accelerating just because of the way they're switching up, the way they have one round, they're Breach and Neon and KO just push down A main, and the next round they're ready pushing in Arcade, pinching that north side, sorry. And now Woeful is a lone Arcade, ready to counter any shenanigans that the aggressive players on Kebab Heads are plotting. Jeffrey and Toby make their way up Dish, and in not in quiet fashion. And Mike already finds his way to die this round. I missed that, but that's a big death. Your IGL dying. That's worrying for sure. Toby with a concerning ult. I think he kills himself there.
Down A.
And yeah, gets traded out instantly. It's a 4v2 now for Kebab Heads. Woeful finds one though. Woeful drops, finds a second. He doesn't know where Marvi is though. And now it's a 1v2 for GG. The spike is in Marvi's hands, and Sinnoh is Mary is isolated from GG.